Welcome back to the channel. If you're someone who's always on the lookout for hidden treasures in your spare change, then you've come to the right place today. In this video, we're talking about a coin that might just be sitting around in your collection, or even in your pocket right now, the 2005 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. This coin has been making waves in the collecting world, and believe it or not, its current market value could be as high as $1.3 million. So let's dive into why this penny is worth so much, and how you can identify it if you're lucky enough to own one. First, let's quickly review what makes the 2005 Lincoln penny unique. You probably already know that pennies from this year were part of the Lincoln Bicentennial series, celebrating the 200th birthday of our 16th president. These coins are usually stamped with a mint mark, either from Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But here's where it gets interesting. Some 2005 pennies don't have a mint mark at all. That's right. A handful of pennies from that year were struck in Philadelphia, but without the usual P mint mark. These coins are incredibly rare. So why is this penny so valuable? Well, the 2005 no-mint mark penny is considered a minting error, though it's not an error in the traditional sense. The coin was produced during a time when the U.S. Mint was transitioning between minting procedures. Some pennies were inadvertently struck without the mint mark, leading to an extremely rare, unmarked version. Only a few of these coins are known to exist, making it highly sought after by collectors and investors alike. Now, how valuable are we talking? Depending on the condition, a 2005 no-mint mark penny can be worth anywhere from a few $1,000s to a whopping $1.3 million in pristine condition. That's right, $1.3 million. If you're holding onto one of these rare coins in your collection, you could have a small fortune in your hands. Now, let's talk about how to identify the 2005 no-mint mark penny. The most obvious clue is the lack of a mint mark, of course. On most U.S. coins, the mint mark is located right below the date on the obverse, the head side. But for the 2005 penny, you should see a blank space where the P or D would typically be. If you spot this, you might have a rare find. But it's not just about the absence of a mint mark. You also want to pay attention to the overall condition of the penny. A coin that's been well preserved will have a much higher value than one that's heavily worn or damaged. A coin in mint state, or close to it, will fetch the highest prices on the market. So, make sure to handle your pennies with care, and always store them in protective cases. The market for rare coins, especially one like the 2005 no-mint mark penny, can fluctuate. But the demand for this penny remains high, with collectors willing to pay top dollar for the chance to own a piece of American coinage history. Just a few years ago, one of these pennies sold for over $1.3 million at auction, setting a record and drawing attention from coin collectors and investors all over the world. So, if you think you have one of these rare coins, your next step is to get it appraised by a professional coin grader. A certified coin can help you understand its market value and even get you connected with buyers or collectors who are actively searching for these rare finds. All right, folks, there you have it. The 2005 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, one of the most rare and valuable pennies you could ever hope to find. If you're a coin collector or just someone who likes to hold onto old coins, this is one to keep an eye out for. And if you've got one, make sure it's safe and well preserved. You might have a small fortune waiting to be discovered. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future coin tips and valuable finds. Leave a comment below if you've ever come across a rare penny, or if you've got any questions about your own collection. We're diving into a rare and incredibly valuable penny that could be sitting right in your collection. We're talking about the 1984 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, and believe it or not, this small coin has recently been valued at a whopping $1.7 million. Yes, you heard that right, million. These pennies, though small, have the potential to make you a very big return if you have one in your collection. But what makes them so rare and valuable? Let's break it down, and I'll show you how to spot one. Before we get into the specifics of the 1984 no-mint mark penny, let's take a quick look at the U.S. minting process. The mint mark on a coin indicates where it was produced. Normally, you'll see a mint mark like D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But in 1984, some pennies were accidentally produced without a mint mark, and these coins are rare. Typically, the U.S. Mint struck pennies at either the Denver or Philadelphia Mint. However, that year, a batch of pennies was produced in Philadelphia, and, for some reason, they didn't include the mint mark that would have normally been stamped on the reverse side of the coin. Now, you might be wondering, what's the big deal with missing a mint mark? After all, it's just a small letter. But this mistake created a huge rarity, and rarity is what drives the value of coins. The absence of the mint mark makes this penny an anomaly, and it's these kinds of anomalies that collectors go wild for. Because so few of these 1984 pennies were made without mint marks, they stand out among other pennies from that year. And as you can imagine, when something is this rare, collectors and investors are willing to pay a premium for it. Okay, so how can you identify this rare penny in your collection? It's simple, really. First, look for the year 1984 on the front of the coin. Next, check the reverse side, where the mint mark should be located. If there is no mint mark, no D or S, and the coin looks like it's from Philadelphia, then you've found yourself a rare gem. Sometimes, these pennies may look indistinguishable from regular 1984 pennies, so it's crucial to carefully check each one, especially if it's in good condition. Now, let's talk about the condition of the coin. Like all rare coins, the value of the 1984 no-mint mark penny depends greatly on its condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being the best possible condition, a coin in perfect shape. So, when you're looking at your penny, check for any wear and tear, discoloration, or scratches. A coin in mint condition will fetch a much higher price. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin becomes. In fact, a 1984 no-mint mark penny in uncirculated condition, meaning it hasn't been in circulation much and looks almost brand new, can be worth significantly more. Some even go for hundreds of thousands of dollars, or more, depending on demand. And here's the kicker. One of these rare pennies was sold at auction for $1.70 million. That's right, 1 penny. In 2019, a 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln cent was sold for this mind-blowing amount because it was in pristine, uncirculated condition, and collectors couldn't get enough of it. This sale showed the world just how valuable these coins can be. And with demand for rare coins only increasing, the price could rise even further in the future. So what should you do if you find a 1984 no-mint mark penny in your collection? First, don't just spend it. If you think you've got one of these rare pennies, you should get it professionally graded. The value could be significantly higher than its face value, and getting a professional opinion on its grade can help you determine if it's worth selling. Once you have it graded, you can decide if you want to sell it at an auction, work with a coin dealer, or hold onto it as part of your collection. Either way, you've got something special. That's all for today's video, folks. The 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln 1 cent penny is one of those coins that proves just how incredible the world of coin collecting can be. If you have one of these rare pennies, you could be sitting on a small fortune. So don't let it slip through your fingers. Before you go, don't forget to check out your change jars and drawers for any other valuable coins you might have hidden away. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell so you never miss out on more tips for selling and collecting rare coins. we dive deep into the world of valuable coins. Everything from rare finds to what you should look for if you're thinking of selling your collection. So if you're into coins or just curious, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Now, today we've got something truly special to talk about. A coin that could potentially be worth $1.4 million if you've got one sitting in your collection. That's right, we're talking about the 1985 D Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. Let's jump right in. Let's start with a little bit of history about the 1985 D penny. This penny was minted in 1985 at the Denver Mint, which is where the D Mint mark comes from. It's made of copper-plated zinc and weighs 2.5 grams, just like most pennies you see today. But here's where it gets interesting. This penny is considered rare due to a production error. While the 1985 D penny was supposed to be struck just like every other penny from that time, some of them were struck with a double die obverse error. This means the image on the front of the coin, including Lincoln's portrait and the date, is doubled. It's not just a slight misprint either. It's a noticeable doubling that you can see with the naked eye, and it can be found in specific places like the date and the word Liberty. The rarity of these coins lies in how few were actually made with this error, and the condition of the penny plays a huge role in how much it can fetch on the market. Here's an example of a regular 1985 D penny. Now, check this out. Notice how the date and the word Liberty are nice and clean, with no doubling. But here's what the double die obverse error looks like. See how the date 1985 and the word Liberty have that extra, almost blurry impression of the letters. That's the key difference. These doubled impressions happen because of a mistake during the minting process, where the die used to stamp the coins was misaligned and struck twice. Now, don't get confused. This doubling is not the same as a worn or damaged coin. It's an actual minting error. And this is what makes these pennies incredibly valuable. The more extreme the doubling, the more valuable the coin. If you find one in top condition, it could fetch a hefty price. Now, the question on everyone's mind: how much is this penny actually worth? Well, the current market value of a 1985 D double die penny can vary widely depending on its condition. Here's a quick breakdown of what you can expect. If you have a lower grade coin, one with noticeable wear or scratches, you might get anywhere from $500 to $1,000. In good to fine condition, these coins could fetch anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000. But here's where it gets wild. The mint state coins, those that are in pristine condition with no wear, and especially those with a strong double die, could go for anywhere from $20,000 to $100,000. And for the highest quality specimens, we're talking about the perfect, sharp doubling on a flawless coin. These can reach up to $1.4 million on the right auction block. That's right, $1.4 million for a single penny. It's mind-blowing, isn't it? So how do you find one of these rare pennies? Well, the first step is to know what to look for. Here's a quick guide to spotting that double die obverse error. Look at the date 1985. Is there any noticeable doubling in the numbers, especially in the 1 or 9? That's a big clue. The word Liberty should be clear and crisp. If you see extra lines or a blurry second impression of the letters, that's another indication you've got the double die error. Sometimes the D mint mark can also show signs of doubling. If the D is slightly blurry or offset, that's another sign that you might have the error. The better the condition, the higher the value. If your penny looks brand new with no signs of wear, you've got a real gem on your hands. Now, if you think you've found one of these rare pennies, you might be wondering, should you sell it? Well, that depends. If you're looking to cash out and you've got a high-quality coin, then yes, it might be worth your while to sell it. You can take it to an expert or auction house that specializes in rare coins. But make sure you get it properly appraised before you do anything. If you're more of a collector, maybe you want to hold onto it for a while and see how its value grows over time. Either way, it's important to know exactly what you have before making any decisions. So, there you have it. A brief guide on the incredibly rare 1985D double-die Lincoln penny that could make you a millionaire. If you think you've got one, make sure you have it checked by a professional. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what rare coins you found, or if you've got any questions. Until next time, happy hunting, and I'll see you in the next video.